They're favourites, but they've got all the pressure on their shoulders, not only from the crews down around them, but also the performance of their teammates 12 months ago.
Well, indeed. I mean, they've got a lot to live up to, but they're just watching them in practice. They're a very accomplished boat, and they've been moving very well in the heats.
And they're coached by Adrian David, who's already got one gold medal crew success to his credit here in the women's lightweight doubles, as we see the British with Sarah Birch in the stroke seat, Joe Nitch, Tegwin Rooks and Alison Eastman. They're on the far side in lane number 1.
The stern pair, Nitch and Birch, were winners of the pair last year. They won the gold medal in the coxswain pair, so they've transferred into sculling. But here's Italy, again, part of the revival of Italian rowing and very much of women's rowing in Italy. The experienced crew here are really the Netherlands. We've got 2 members from the 3rd place boat last year, and then the silver medalist in the single in 2001, Mirjam Terbeek, and they are moving well. But look how long they are rowing this Australian quad. Look how long forward they are, how accurate they are, how stretched they are. It's beautifully fluent and elastic, the way that they're rowing. Much lower in rating than the other crews around them, but just moving the boat really efficiently. It's great rowing.
Italy, though, still with a slight margin ahead of Australia. Those are the crews at the top of your picture as we come to the end of the first quarter here, and it's just going to be the Italians who have the call over the Australians and the Dutch, but very, very tight between those 3, and then the host nation in 4th place. But here are the Americans with Michelle Bourcus in the stroke seat.
Very punchy stroke here from the United States. They have they sit upright, they really do, they're very flexible, and they do get a good length on the slide, and they really punch it through very well. And they're sitting there in a good position there, sitting just fractionally down on Australia.
Yes, the Americans who qualified directly into this final along with Australia, and they did so in a quicker time. So the Americans to be respected in this final, but now the Australians making their presence felt and taking the lead as we see the Spanish crew. Not far off a medal, according to the timings that we've had throughout the week. And the Spanish have improved. Those who qualified for the finals, they've all performed pretty well, Dan.
Yeah, and it's good aggressive rowing there from the Spanish lightweights. But look at that Australian boat. Look how elastic they are. Look how long and controlled. It's beautiful sculling. I mean, that is really very good. And very much that long lie back as well, which propels the last part of the stroke, pushes that bow onward all the time. It's very good sculling, very long, very effective.
Yeah, Hannah Avery in the stroke seat, and then Miranda Bennett, both under 23 gold medalists, and underlining the quality that Australia have got in their women's squad at this present time, both in the sculling squad and in the sweep squad.
It's interesting, the boat looks really quite big for them, but they're sitting in it very, very well. Under a little bit of pressure there, though, from the Netherlands. The Netherlands have pushed on past the United States, and they're just overlapping Australia. But Australia still at that very comfortable 34, a good swing to the stroke, and just moving the boat along. Worthy, worthy successors to last year's outstanding quad.
So still the crews on the far side, Great Britain and Italy in contention. The Dutch, though, moving up. Just to the right of the Dutch are the Americans. On the left of your picture, that's the Spanish in lane 6. And the Dutch just about overlapping on the Australians, and in fact moving up quite speedily now, Dan. The Dutch making a definite move on the Australians, but they've still got quite a way to go to be on terms. The best part of half a length and a little bit to close on the Australians.
Both Australia and the Netherlands are at 34 strokes a minute, so neither have really pushed on. They've been at that right through the middle of the race. The Australians can see very well what's going on. They've got the flexibility to move it up if they have to, but they are moving well. But don't underestimate the experience of the Dutch crew, because they really know what they're about. They've been in this kind of a fight before. and all the time they are moving fractionally on Australia. And the important thing is now, over the next 500 metres, is whether Holland can actually up their game to move past Australia. It's only just under half a length.
Well, 1:39.51 for the third quarter for the Dutch, just about 4/10 quicker than the Australians. And also the United States, just a little bit quicker than the Australians, but they need to find a bit more pace now, the Americans, if they want to put themselves into this race. You can see there, they're a good quarter of a length down on the Dutch. The Dutch still need half a length, and again, Australia finding the extra.
Yeah, Australia moved before the Dutch. The Dutch are still at 34 strokes a minute. The Australians moved up to 36. Much hungrier, much more aggressive now. They've really unleashed the power. Having been so smooth and powerful in the middle, they've now unleashed that kind of hard aggression. And there they go.
Having said that, at the very moment that happened, the Dutch again raised their game, and they are now coming fast at the Australians. And this is going to be, I think, another very quick time here. The time a year ago was 6:29.68, and this is going to be very close to their own teammates' world best, because the Dutch are really throwing everything at this. The United States are booked for third place. It's only a question if the Dutch can get that little bit extra, or if the Australians falter, but it doesn't look as if it's going to happen. The Australians just holding on, and they get it. The Australians retain the lightweight quadruple sculls, and they do so in a world best time, 6:29.31, and that improves the mark. 6:29.68, the previous best. 1300ths of a second shaved off the previous world best time. So, senior gold medals for Hannah Avery, Miranda Bennett, Margarita Houston, and Zita van der Walle.
Femenino de Australia, Holanda.